God is not a man that he should lie, nor son of man that he should repent. Has he said, will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good? For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return there without watering the earth, and making it bear and sprout, and furnishing seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so will my word be, which goes forth from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, without accomplishing what I desire, and without succeeding in the matter for which I sent it. To the omniscient God, our Father, for granting us this privilege. To his omnipotent Son, for furnishing us this opportunity. And to his omnipresent Spirit, for supplying the gift according to our several abilities. To my brothers in love, pastoral ministry, and deacons, to each of you gathered here in this sanctuary, and those who are gathered in our virtual sanctuary, we greet you in the mighty, matchless, and magnificent name of Jesus Christ. I am Jonah T. Wilson III, the pastor of ministry here at the Christ Disciples Baptist Church, the church without walls, committed to being the walls of the church. And we truly hope and pray that you understand and appreciate that Jesus is the reason for the season. Yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Be in mindful of time. Our focus will come from the book of Isaiah, 9th chapter, verses 6 through 7. And listen, I hope y'all will indulge me this month. And y'all know we gonna be caroling every Sunday. Because I love those songs. The lyrics of the songs really speak to the heart of humanity. It really gives a very intimate knowledge, appreciation, and vision, a glimpse as to what it truly means for Christ to come into the world. You know, there are a lot of things that we look at and you be like, why are we singing this song? When you sing the song, actually reflect on the words. When you actually reflect on the words, you see the significance of it. Truly, 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 truly. You sing songs like, oh, come, all ye faithful. Yeah. The harp, the herald. Angels say, why are we harping? Why are we here? Glory to newborn King. See? So I get excited. Y'all know I get nostalgic. I love this time of year. Love songs, love music. I started playing Christmas music last week. And the reason being is because you don't just wake up on Christmas morning. No. See, there was a whole lot of anticipation that went into the arrival of that baby. Yes, sir. They were anticipating, didn't know when he was coming. I'm going to tell you what my mama used to do. And I think part of it was by design, part of it was just by fact. We go to bed on the eve. There wasn't too many presents under that tree. And so we go into the week like that tree looked bad. So the anticipation. We're going to get anything in there. But something happened. On Christmas morning. We wake up and then gifts all under the tree. The Lord answers prayer. But I want you to know there's something we got to give greater than any present you can have on this tree. There was great anticipation on that night. It was dark, but they saw a star moving across the sky. Y'all can't tell I'm already excited. All right, let's get moving. I don't want to stay too long in here. So our Our focus will come from the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter, 6th verse. For those of you not equipped with your words, they may encourage you all to keep and carry the Bibles with you, because the Bible truly is essential to the life of the believer. But we're going to read it all together. We're reading from the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible. For a child has been born for us, a son given to us. Authority rests upon his shoulders, and he is named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, God bless you, Prince of Peace. His authority shall grow continually, and there shall be endless peace for the throne of David and his kingdom. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time onward and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. This is the word of the Lord. Praise be unto God for his word. As you take your seats, we will come from this thought: the Christmas story, a promise to keep. Christmas story, a promise to keep. God bless you. Bless you. God unto us, O Lord. Not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. My brothers and sisters, if you paid any attention this year, Christmas seems to have come early. Before we had even gotten through Halloween, there were Christmas decorations on display. You saw tree wreaths, you saw green, red, you saw all these warm colors to get you thinking about Christmas. But I would challenge that they actually wanted you to think about Christmas. What they really wanted you to do was think about the commercial aspects of Christmas. You see, over the past few years, sales have been down. People have not been spending money the way they used to spend. I can tell you, when I looked around Christ's disciples over the past few years, sales have been down. We have not been spending the way we used to. And let me tell you, I, for one, am happy about it. I'm happy about it. Why am I happy about that fact? Well, because contrary to popular belief, Christmas is not about elves and reindeer. Christmas ain't about old St. Nick. Now, y'all do know there was someone called St. Nicholas. Y'all do realize St. Nicholas was a patron saint of the poor because he would go around to orphanages and finding children who were without. And his mission, his calling, was to give so that those would have a joyous Christmas. That's how we get the round man in the red suit dancing around on rooftops and dropping down chimneys. I live on the west side. If anything dropped down my chimney, it's going to be a problem. But the Christmas story is not about elves and reindeer. It's not about trees and chimneys. It's not about gifts and the associated debt. The reason why I'm glad that sales have been down the past few years is that means some of us haven't been increasing our debt. Some of us historically would spend so much for Christmas we spend the rest of the year trying to pay it off. You struggling to pay light bill. You struggling to put gas in the car. You struggling to pay important things like tuition. But the Christmas tree full. Tell me, what kind of sense does that make? Amen. You focus so much on the commercial aspects of a day that you spend Twice as much time. Actually, to be honest, exponentially the amount of time trying to pay it off. Why? Is it really? Really? Because you want to express love that much? Or is it because of the external pressures you feel? See, because if you hear the songs and you see the stuff and y'all ain't anything like my mama, she ain't never met herself, she ain't like it. She sees stuff on sale, she'll figure out who to give it to later. That's a great price. You gotta get it. And some of us are that way. We get so caught up into the commercial aspects of Christmas that we miss the true meaning of it. See, the true meaning of Christmas has very little to do with gifts. It has more to do with love. And love can be communicated in the simplest of ways. In fact, love was communicated to us over 2,000 years ago in a very simple way that not many people even expected. But something cosmically miraculous occurred. But it's important to understand that Christmas does not begin on that day. And I know some would challenge and say December 25th was not the day. The actual day was sometime in April, March, April time frame. They were right. Some would say Christmas Day, December 25th, was taken and set aside because it was a pagan day of worship. And so the church actually installed Christmas to replace the pagan worship on that day because the people were culturally accustomed to worshiping on that particular day. I get it. You're right. Listen, they say October 22nd is my birthday. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what they told me. That's what they said. I really don't know. Right? I guess I was there. But I wasn't really consciously aware of it, so I had to take their word for it. But for my purposes, it really don't matter if it was the 22nd, the 30th, the 50th, I'm here. That's enough for me. That is enough for me. And so listen, you can get caught up on whether or not December 25th is an actual day. I don't care if it was February 30th. Yeah, I don't exist. But if it was, I'm just glad he came. But his arrival was something that had been anticipated and promised for years ago. And so what we're going to do really quickly, we're going to take a survey of the Christmas story. But we're going to do it in a matter of promises that seemed like they were impossible to keep. You see, the story of Christmas began way back in the garden. It was contemplated before the garden, but it came into fruition in the garden. You see, we remember because we looked at what happened in the garden. God made man, God made woman. First, he made all of creation. And then he said, creation requires someone to take care of it. And so I'm going to make mankind to do what I do to all of creation. Mankind will be like me in the earth. Mankind will be my parallel. It will be my representative in the earth. Just like I care for everything that is created, mankind will care for everything that's in the earth. He said, be fruitful and multiply and subdue. That means govern the earth. Not as a Lord, but as a servant. He said, I created this. You remember what he said after he created it? It looked very good. He says, so I put man in the garden so man can keep it this way. Now notice that he said that he told man to multiply. So the garden wasn't supposed to remain the garden. The garden was supposed to multiply and expand across the entire world. And how could a man and a woman do all that by themselves? They weren't supposed to. They too were supposed to be fruitful and multiply. Notice I did not say duplicate. Because a duplicate is a knockoff. It's lesser in quality than the original. But when you multiply something, it has the same essence, the same substance. And God said, I don't want you to duplicate yourself. No, I want you to multiply yourself. I want you to make more just like you in this world so they can do what I called you to do. What's that? I want you to take care of all of this. I want you to make it grow. But we know the story. He said of the trees of the knowledge. All the trees in this garden. Now look y'all. All these trees you can eat freely. He didn't just say eat. He said eat freely. That's like going to the Golden Corral. Get your mission. Eat what you want to eat, how much you want to eat. All you can eat. Said other trees in the garden you can eat freely.
Yes, sir.
Except for this one tree. Now, let's just figuratively say there were 100 trees. 99, he said, eat free. Knock yourself out. Eat as much as you want. Lay down, take a nap, because y'all know we get the ice. Lay down, take a nap, get up and go for another round. Except for one tree.
Yes.
The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Don't eat from that tree. Because the day you eat of that tree, dying, you will die. Newsflash. Man was not created to die. Man was created to live forever. To live forever in peace and harmony with his God, his creator. And in peace and harmony with all of creation. You weren't supposed to be running from bees, dancing around tigers, running scared as all know what when spider crawl up. It wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to be at peace. When a bee come around, you're supposed to pat it over his little head. The spiders drop down, you're supposed to lick their head. You weren't supposed to run from it. Because it was actually all given for you to take. It was our responsibility to make sure all of creation lived. And not just live, but flourish and multiply. Think about that next time you swallow. It's our purpose to make sure they live. That was our job. But we know the woman, that trick. Snake came up to her, serpent came up to her, he twisted in her leg. He said, you eat this fruit. You ain't gonna surely. Not surely. Yeah. And now she said, add to it. Ain't nobody said you couldn't touch it. Bible said don't ingest it. Why is that important? See, because listen, this applies to us too. You don't live in the sanctuary. You don't live in the church. I sure hope the church lives in you. But you don't live in the church. So if I was to tell you don't touch sin, how would that be possible? I couldn't touch myself if I couldn't touch sin. Because sin is always present with me. I couldn't talk to none of y'all if I couldn't touch sin. But you know, y'all just as dirty as I am. No, you know what? Let me speak for myself. Speak for myself. Right? I got cousins, so. And so if the edict was not to touch sin, I couldn't go or move anywhere. The edict was not to avoid touching the tree. The edict was, don't in just the truth. So you can move around sin without taking it in. The trouble happens when we take it in. We eat it. Psalm 1, walk, stand, sit. There's progression. Progression. Right? Because it slows you down. And so we're challenged to move around it all day long. But we're not supposed to bring it into our sanctuary. But we know they did. And we know that from that, death and sin entered into the world. Sin first. Sin because man decided that God did not know what was best for him. Yeah. See, that was the sin. The sin was not eating the fruit. The sin was the decision. The decision was man made a declaration of independence. God, you do not know what's best for me. I do. And from that, man's relationship with God was severed. No longer could God walk with the man in the coolness of the day. That's like strolls through the park. No longer could man have intimate interaction and relationship with God. Intimate means fully exposed. And you know, we talked about this before. Those of you who are familiar with us, those of you who are not, this might be your first time hearing it. But mankind, the heart of man, has a unique desire. That desire is to be fully known and also to be fully loved. So your true desire, as much as you hide behind makeup, clothing, word phrases, posture, your house, your car, as much as jewelry, as much as you hide behind that stuff, what you really want is for somebody to see you in your bare nakedness and not turn away. You want them to see you like that and embrace you. That's what every human heart wants. Every human heart wants it. And that's what God wanted for us. That's what we once had. But the decision rejected God in that way. And what was the result of that? The result of that was God said, the serpent is going to bruise the heel of the seed of the woman. But the heel of the seed of the woman would bruise the serpent's head. Allegory. Figurative speech. What it meant was the serpent is going to cause pain and discomfort to mankind. But there would come one, the seed of a woman. Not to get too graphic, but women typically have seed somewhere between every month to every 35, 40 days, depending on if you're regular. Some of y'all don't get shot, so you don't get one for the whole year. But a woman has a seed, repeatedly. But the key is nothing happens to the woman's seed without the man. That's why I tell my ex, I told her, hey, she's like, it's my baby. Hey, I told you to hold it, fuck. But without me, wasn't nothing happening. Nothing happened. Oh, hey, hold this one. I'll be back in 9. But the woman has a seed. But the seed is empty. It's just a shell. You can have a bottle all day long. I'm not really all that concerned with the bottle. I want what's in the bottle. So y'all is Jack. So y'all is Ciroc. Crown time the man come back. The problem wasn't out here. But I don't want the problem. I want what's in it. And so it wasn't the seed of the woman. It was what was promised to be in that seed. And that promise came to Adam way back in the garden. And then we fast forward. I can't touch all of it. Just showing you now. At its darkest moment. Because this promise came when they were being evicted. Because they messed up. They had to get out the garden. They had to leave paradise and enter into the world that had not yet received paradise. And they couldn't come back. The Bible said the Lord put an angel of cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way. So man couldn't come back. It was figuratively the equivalent of that pit bull, a Rottweiler you got sitting at your door. So that man could not re-enter into the garden. But the promise came that hope will come through. Although you are kicked out, you are not abandoned. And can you think about that for a moment? Because I don't know about you, but the first time I really left Mama's house, I mean, when I really left, you know when you really left, when the light bill comes and you can't look for daddy to pay. That's when you really left. You really left when you got to put the food in the refrigerator. And it's difficult during that time to think you're not abandoned. But the promise came that God said, I have not forgotten about you. And I'm coming back for you. So we fast forward to a man by the name of Abram. Abram lived in a place called Ur, the Chaldeans. When he was 75 years old, lived a nice, rich life. Gained wealth and the eldest of his father's children, and therefore had the responsibility to succeed his father and lead the family. The voice of the Lord spoke to him and said, I need you to get your beautiful wife. And you all will leave your father's house. I'm setting you apart. I'm sending you to a land that you haven't even seen before. I'm giving that to you as an inheritance, not just for you, but for all your people. Here's the problem. Abraham didn't have any children. And all that time he had lived with his wife, done his business, made his deposits regularly. Made his deposits. Nothing was baking in the oven. So much they thought the oven didn't work. In fact, the oven didn't work. But he told them, I'm going to give you an inheritance for you and all your seed. And I got to fast forward because, I got to cut this quick on this. But I want you to understand, we hear about Abraham and Sarah after God changed their names. We hear about them and we think that this happened quickly. 25 years. It was 25 years before Abraham fathered the promised son by Sarah. Now notice, Abraham had more children. But God promised him one by his wife. Not one by his concubine. They got involved because, after year 20, God hadn't delivered on his promise. So Sarah, seeing that she was all dried up, no more monthlies. That's what it meant to be dried up. The monthly stopped. And she was dry. And she said, it ain't happening now. Hey, go ahead and take my concubine. Let's get this thing done. Let's help God out. Sound good? Let's help God out. And so Abraham had another son named Ishmael. For those of you who don't know history, God. God promised him to. He promised that he would be fruitful, and he would multiply, and that he would be a ruler in his own right, and that he would father tribes. So you can't discount them.
That's right.
Can't discount them. But he wasn't the promised seed of Sarah. So Abraham 100. He was 5 years older than Sarah. Sarah was 95 when she got pregnant. I know some of y'all like, listen, I'm 41. I ain't going back. Now let the Lord drag me himself. Children are for young people. Young people. But for those of first impression, I'm neither one. But 195. Can you imagine? Abraham doubted it. He was faithful. He was encouraged. But Abraham got into some battles. And when he had to go and rescue Lot, he told Eliezer, listen, I might not make it. And if I die right now, I don't have a child to carry on my name. I'm going to appoint you my heir. Take care of my wife, raise my house as if it was your own, but under my principles. And after Abraham successfully, and his name was Abraham at the time, he successfully regained Lot and all his possessions, God told him to Abraham, I'm going to bless you. And Abraham said, Lord, what you going to give me? Because right now I got nothing. I got all this wealth. I got nobody to leave it to. See, so some of y'all who chasing dollars, dollars in an empty house don't really mean that much. And so he said, I got all this stuff, but I ain't got no seed. The Lord said, I told you I'm going to give you something. I'm going to bless you with the seed of your wife. So God paid him a visit. Sarah was in the house cooking. God said, Abraham, your wife will bear you a son. In the end, she said, I'm 94 years old, man. Ain't nothing good to do. And then she came out to serve. And the Lord asked the question. He said, Sarah, is there anything too hard for God? And she said, no. He said, it's not. Then why did you lie? When I said you was going to bear my son. She said, I didn't lie. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. See, what had happened was, and he said, no, Sarah. You will bear a son. And you're going to call his name Isaac, which means in your language, laughter. Because you laughed when I told you were going to bear a son. And just like clockwork, at the tender, ripe age of 95 years old, without the plumbing. Remember, I told you she was dry. So at the time when it seemed, by all biological convention, that her ability to bear a child was long past, at the tender young age of 95 years old, Sarah gave birth to a boy. And they called his name Isaac. Fast forward to a king named David. Now, David's promise is a little more elusive because you don't quite understand how or the importance of looking at David's story first one. David was a great king. In fact, considered by many to be the first true king of the nation of Israel. Israel, for those of you who don't know, were the seed offspring of one by the name of Jacob. back into a wrestling match, WWE style, with the angel of the Lord, WrestleMania, in the cage. And he said, I'm not going to turn you loose until you bless me. I got to run, but y'all can tell I like this story. And God changed his name from Jacob, just like he changed his grandfather's name from Abram to Abraham. He changed Jacob's name from Jacob to Israel. He said, because you have wrestled with God and prevailed, which means he did not give up. But he held on to God and God's promise. So David was a descendant of Israel. David, great king, God blessed him and anointed him. God's Bible says David had a heart after God's own. But David made a mistake. One day after they had sacked Jerusalem and made Jerusalem the center of the nation of Israel, he brought the Ark of the Covenant to rest. Ark of the Covenant is that which held the 10 words. We looked at that when Moses went up on Sinai. He got the 10 words and God wrote them with his hand on the tablets. They kept that in the ark. We talked about the ark. We talked about the sanctuary, the tent, how it was kept. David brought the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem to rest. David, for the first time, because they were nomads, they had moved around and lived in tents for the first time. They had a city. David went on the top of his palace and he was stretching out. He was celebrating God. He had just got naked in front of all of Israel dancing, celebrating. Sorry, and when I say naked, he wasn't naked. He was his drawers, he was his He took his suit off and he was running away, dancing in front of the boat. He had just had a really high experience. He went up on the rooftop. As he was up there meditating, came down spiritually from the mountaintop. And when he came down, his eyes came down. He just happened to look across the courtyard. As he looked across the courtyard, they had blinds the way we got. Right? Y'all know how to have a blackout blind. Hey, if you ever travel in a hotel with blackout blinds, those things are alive. You can sleep for days and you go into it. All right, I digress. So, David looks across the courtyard and sees this beautiful woman getting out of the tub. Now, it would have been helpful to him if he went back in the house. But some of us like to see stuff we ain't got no business seeing. David looked. You remember I said, Psalm 1 said, walk, stand, sit. David was up there first. He walked. Took a picket, he stood.
He got my chair back.
Went up there and said, see how this is. And because of that, lust entered into his heart. And he went on in there. And he got Bathsheba, beautiful woman, Nubian sister, descendant of Cain, which means she was a woman of color. Canaan, she came to Canaan, woman of color. And he made a deposit. He made a deposit. And the deposit started to grow. Only problem is Bathsheba was already married. And the husband was a soldier. And so David, to clean up the mess, he was trying to play it off. He brought him home. He told him, go ahead over there and see your wife. But Uriah was a noble man. Uriah said, no, my homies, they still out on the battlefield, sleeping on the ground. I can't sleep in my house and enjoy the comforts of my beautiful wife while the rest of my team was still out there at war. So David's like, dang. All right, why don't you come over to my house tomorrow night and then we're going to party. Yeah, I'm drunk. He's like, hey, go home and see your wife. Uriah said, man, I would. But I'm too tired. Too much fun. I'm just going to pass out right here on your couch. David's like, dang. Finally, David's like, you know what? We're going ahead and do this. Uriah, come on, send you back. He sent him back with a note to his man, Joab. He said, where the fight is the hottest, when the war is at its worst, that's why I want you to put Uriah. Why? Because he wanted to increase Uriah's chances of getting killed. And it happened. So David was like, I'm cool now. She's a widow. She'll have my baby now. We're good. And then Nathan came to him. Nathan said, okay. I'm going to holler at you about something. Then you hear about something. Listen, we got this little situation. David said, say on, brother, say on. Said, there was a rich man who had everything he could ever want. And he had a neighbor. And his neighbor had one little young tender lamb. And the rich man looked over into the neighbor's yard and decided that he wanted that one little lamb. He took the lamb. Okay, great king, what should we do to this man? David said, the decision is easy. Kill a rich man. Take what he has, give it to the poor man. David said, oh really? Oh, great king? You the man. David was pierced to his heart. He said, I've sinned against the Lord. I've sinned greatly. He said, yeah, you did. Because if you wanted more, all you had to do was ask God for it.
Yes.
And he would have freely given it to you. Now let's pause right here. David already had 3 wives. He had Cal from Saul. He had Abigail. Right? He was already good. He was already good. It was something about Bathsheba. He had something the other ones didn't have. And so from that, God told David, because of his sin, he said, the sword will not leave your house. What that meant was, it's going to be a whole lot of murder in your house. And it's not going to be from the outside. Your own children will be killing each other. And so can you imagine the despair David had? That's the judgment. My kids going to kill each other. As a king, how is the kingdom extended? Through the children. So if his children going to kill each other, he thought, this is it for me. But God gave him a promise. He said, but because I love you, because you have a heart after my own, your kingdom will be extended forever. Although your kids don't kill each other, I will establish through you an everlasting kingdom, a kingdom that will not end. There was a young lady by the name of Mary. Young teenager. From a seemingly insignificant family at that time. Not royalty by man's standard, not living in a palace, but living in a little small, dusty town named Nazareth. And there was a young teenage boy who Mary caught his eye. Teenage boy by the name of Joseph, who was doing okay, but not rich by any standard, not royalty by man's standard. But Joseph and Mary had something uniquely special about them. They were both from the house of David. And Joseph purposed to marry this little teenage girl by the name of Mary. And the scriptures read that unto us a child will be born, and unto us a son will be given. His name will be called Wonderful Counselor, which spoke to his wisdom. The Mighty God, which spoke to his power. The Everlasting Father, which spoke to his preeminence. The Prince of Peace, which spoke to his royalty and his majesty and his rule. And he said, and upon his shoulder lies the government, which spoke to his position in mankind. And he said, upon his kingdom there will be no end, which spoke to the duration of his reign. That boy, that baby, was born to a mother named Mary. Seed of a woman, overshadowed by the Holy Spirit, to bring forth the offspring that would be called the child of the highest and the son of the Most High. I want you to see all of the times where that promise that had been given way back in the garden, before time existed. See, because time didn't exist until after the fall. We heard there was a day through 1 through 6. We heard there was a 7th day, and that's all we heard. We didn't hear anything about an 8th day. We heard about a 7th day. God created man to live in paradise eternally, to live in perfect, intimate relationship with him. But man's decision severed that relationship. And it took God himself, to reestablish that relationship. God purposed to reestablish that relationship through his own self. His son. The one that we would call Jesus. The Word of God, which was made into flesh. He sent that word at a time of desperation when man was being kicked out of paradise. He gave him a promise. He gave a promise to an old man who did not have children and whose wife, by biological terms, by medical terms, was unable to have children. But he gave him a promise. He gave a promise to a man who had committed a sin so atrocious that death would reign in his house. But God gave him a promise that one would make it through his house that will continue his reign, that will continue his line, that will give rise to a king that will sit on the throne forever. What does that mean to us? What it means to us is that God's promises span generations. You see, from David down to Mary, from Abraham down to Mary, was 42 generations. 42. They had forgot about God's promise until he showed up. It spans time. It defies logic. What do you mean it defies logic? The woman who could not have kids gave birth to a son. Not only did she give birth, but she gave birth to exactly the gender and the sex of a child that God said she would. She gave birth to a son. And it has communal and eternal implications. The gift was not just for David. It was not just for Abraham. It was not just for Adam. But the gift was for all of the world, especially mankind. It was to reestablish our position as the governance of all of creation. So what does that mean for us? We do well first and foremost, family, to focus on the real reason we celebrate Christmas. It's great to give a gift. That's fantastic. If you want to communicate love that way, because that's how God communicated his love for us. He gave us a gift that we can never purchase. He gave us a gift that we can never earn. He gave us the greatest gift that the world has ever received. And that's the gift of his own Son, wrapped in human flesh, came into the world for us. And he gave us that gift to share his love for us, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. That means the only Son. That whoever would believe in him would not perish, but have everlasting life. And so the Son that God gave us, that is the reason we celebrate. We celebrate Christmas because of the gift of the Son. And we do well then to open our hearts to God's promises. I understand it seems to tarry, which means delay. The Bible encourages us to wait for it. God gave us plenty of promises in his word. I encourage you to look at them and see what that promise that was given to you is. And don't grow weary in your well-doing, because even those situations look like it won't happen, God said his word will not return to him empty, but it will accomplish exactly what it said and exactly what he sent it to do. So it's important for us to open our hearts to his promises and to receive those promises. And then let God's love frame our movements. If you want to buy a gift, buy a gift. But do so responsibly. Right? There's no reason your gift giving should put you in debt. If your gift giving puts you in debt, that means you don't have it. It's okay. Go buy a $1 lottery ticket, put it in an envelope, here you go. I'm joking. However, you know how much money you have. You know what you can do. And you also know what you're unable to do. Be responsible. Don't fall to the pressures of the commercial aspects of Christmas. Just because the TV went from $15.99 to $9.99 don't mean you need it. Just because the boots went from $4.99 to $2.99 don't mean you should buy them and put them under the tree. Just because the stuff goes on sale doesn't mean you have to be the one to buy it. You want to communicate love? You want to buy gifts? Fantastic. Do it. Do it on your budget. Do it on your budget. And listen, anyone who does not understand that, anyone who doesn't understand that, has completely missed the meaning of Christmas. You completely missed the meaning of it. Because I don't need to give you a gift that puts me in debt to communicate my love for you.
That's it. That's right. Yes. Amen.
So let's be fiscally responsible.
Amen.
Instead of looking at the price tag of the gift, how about we focus on the significance of the gift?
That's right.
Why not give a gift that really means something to somebody? That means it's going to take a little effort on a little part to figure out what they really want. But it's worth the effort if you're trying to communicate love. If your purpose is to communicate love, give a gift that they will love to receive. It don't have to be expensive. It can be within your budget. The point is to communicate to that individual that you love, that you're thinking about. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that frees us up then to really celebrate what Christmas is about. Go out and sing you some carols.
Amen.
Get you some hot chocolate. And you can go in and have a great time celebrating the true meaning of Christmas without the guilt of financial debt.
Amen.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
God bless you. God keep you. God bless you. As we talk about the true meaning of Christmas, we understand and we appreciate the fact that not everyone has received that gift. Be very clear about something. The gift was given to all of mankind. All of them. There is no one that is deemed unworthy of the gift. And that's the beauty of a gift. The beauty of a gift is that the only thing you can do is receive. You either receive it or you reject it. That's it. And so we take this time to encourage any heart that has yet to receive God's gift in the person of His Son, Jesus. We encourage you to open your heart and to say yes. The gift was given. It's yours for the taking. All you have to do is take it into your hands. That's it. It's as simple as that. Is there anyone who wants to receive the gift that God gave in the person of Jesus today? Is there anyone here? Anyone? Maybe you have received that gift in your heart once. But maybe you've been outside of the fellowship. You haven't been gathering with the people, with the family. Listen, we understand this might not be a place for you. That's really not important to us. What's important to us is that you are a part of the family as a whole. And so we extend the invitation to you. If you want to come, join in here until we can launch you to go to someplace else, the Church of God's choosing. What's important is that you be connected and yoked to a family. That you can mature, develop, and grow, and so that Christ can truly grow in you, which is the hope of glory. So is there anyone who wants to accept that gift? You can come by on your own Christian experience. Meaning, yeah, you know the Lord. You have that relationship, but you just haven't been living it out. You can come by reinstatement, which means you've been planted here, but you've been away. We say 90 days or more. You can come by watch care, which says, I have a family somewhere that I worship with. I'm just not able to get to them right now. We'll be your family until you can get back home. Consider it like a foreign exchange too. Hang out, eat with us, eat our food, use our water and stuff. But when you get ready to go back home, you're going back home. What's important to us is not how you come. It's that you come. So is there anyone who wants to come at this time? Anyone? Right? The invitation was extended and unaccepted. There's still room at the cross. It's time for the supper.